Alright, here we are, GreymanX6 here, and it's time for my June 2024 pickup video. And we're going to start with the big enchilada right here. Sorry, Blue Beetle. Cool and all, he had a great movie, but Cable's the show stealer right here, and it's been kind of a pain this year. Good news, bad news. Good news is Marvel Legend is starting to really find its footing again. The bad news is stores are ordering less of them because of how so much had to be carted off to Ollie's and Ross and whatever. All those, like the Eternal Waves and stuff. So even surefire hits, they're ordering less of them. Some people had trouble getting Goblin Queen from the X-Men 97 wave. Hell, or just any of the X-Men 97 waves in general. And this wave with Zabu and stuff wasn't even showing up in Target and Walmart at all. They just passed this one by. And this is the one people really want, especially me. Because when it comes to blue and yellow cable, we've had some options that haven't been so great. The first way back when Marvel Legends first began, when Toy Biz was doing it, we had theirs, but it was too dinky, even by early 2000s standards. We had a great one from Revoltech, but that's too expensive now. And the Mezco one, both problems, too dinky and quite pricey. But we got a much more affordable option from Hasbro now, if you can afford it. I mean, you can afford it if you can find it. We're gonna compare them for now to the other one I had. This was a very affordable option before. It kind of had like a Terminator face reveal thing going here. I think this is how he looked when it was the Avengers. Wow, I've had this one a long time. There's a lot of dust on him. It had a lot of detail, like lacing in the boots, all the folds in his pants, and some minor wash detail and dry brushing or whatever on his techno-organic arm. Reminds me of the old Toy Biz Colossus. He had some cool guns to go with them, but is this new one worth the trouble of tracking him down? Well, when I first started seeing reviews of them, I felt there was a lot of missed opportunities. A lot of people had like mixed feelings about how the straps work, how they loop around here, but you got like these little tabs so you can have them crunch forward and back without having to disturb the straps up there. They're kind of tapered on. But that wasn't my problem. My problem is it's like all this bright yellow. I mean, the Scarlet Spider had like painted pins right here, and there's so much missed opportunities here, like washes that like fill in all the little details and stuff. Well, that's the gist I got from watching all the videos of reviews, but when I finally got them in hand, it wasn't that big a deal. And as for, it doesn't really have a wash or anything to bring out detail, like the folds in the clothes and his skin-tight suit, but maybe he does. Well, even if he doesn't, it looks like the way it's done, it still gives the illusion that he's got a wash. So, yeah, still, this is a prime target. I mean, prime candidate for some customization, but like fill in the details here, make the straps look more weathered and stuff. But he still looks good, as is even the arm. Again, this one has more detail, like stuff to bring out the details, but this one doesn't. It looks like it's pretty much straight up silver paint, but it just looks good enough as is. And of course it's pinless, and okay, I don't have to heat them up. This one still has pins though. It's like reused from Hercules or something. Kind of weird, but whatever. And people have been pointing out that this is kind of straight up Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cable. So let's get the obligatory stuff out of the way. Here's Mega Man, the 4-inch Nell version, And here's the SH Figure Arts Chun-Li. There we are, some Marvel vs. Capcom 2 action. Here's your trio right here for your next fighting match. There you go. We got the obligatory Marvel vs. Capcom 2 referencing out of the way. And probably the best thing about this Cable that really sets him apart is the head sculpt. There's no wash or anything to bring out the details in his white hair, but it still looks good. But it's like the detail for the eye and the scarring and the 5 o'clock shadow. This is just some of the best face details that Hasbro has done thus far. Is this thing gonna focus or what? Come on, focus. Come on. And of course, like the cyber telekinetic eye effect. It looks good. I was fine without it on this one. The Terminator's thing going there made up for it, but yeah. The 5 o'clock shadow, the energy effect, more than makes up for it. Now, for the last few months, it's been kind of had a pattern going. One figure to replace a version I already have, and then at least one new character. We had Doctor Strange one month, we had Mr. Fantastic, the Walgreens ones to swap out for the old Toy Biz Marvel Legends one, and new characters last time we had Goblin Queen, Scarlet Spider, and Tombstone. Now we have a character I'm just putting on the shelf. We got Blue Beetle. And you see that movie last year? Yeah, I agree with critics that it was kind of a boilerplate superhero origin, but at least it was done well. But, you know, McFarlane, if only they did sections still, I would have gotten the movie figures, but this old one from Mattel, the Universe Classics line, will have to do. It doesn't have as much accessories as the McFarlane one, but I got him with his wings. Great details. They feel kind of sticky, though. I hope it doesn't get as bad as, you know, the aforementioned Toy Biz Mr. Fantastic and those sticky, spindly, gummy, bendy wire arms. He comes with a blade, though not, of course, doesn't go ham with a Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII like in the movie. The standard articulation had back then these weird T-hips where it's... God, that looks so uncomfortable. We got double-jointed knees, pinned of course, and double-jointed elbows at least. We can hinge and turn the wrist. Not all the DC figures did that back then. Very good range on the head. You can turn them all around. No tilt though. And of course no tilt in the abdomen, but we do get a good crunch, and there goes the accessory. It's on there pretty loose. But yeah, most of my knowledge does come from the movie, though I did kind of know about Blue Beetle beforehand. Mostly how people first heard of the character before when they went back and read Death of Superman. You had the Ted Kord iteration there. And then Injustice 2 had the Jaime Reyes iteration, which you now see here as well. But even though I don't know much about... I didn't know much about Black Panther either, aside from his role in the MCU, but when I saw an opportunity to add him to the shelf, I took it. Anyway, stand him up. Then with Cable for now. Also in June, there was a wedding in the family, and I decided weddings suck. There were no chicks my age that weren't spoken for to dance with, and it was just bleh. But I did have a chance to shop around, and there was one place, they had all sorts of good stuff, like the original Lunar, but I don't have a Sega CD to play it on, so I just got these. A couple NES games to add to the collection. I never really played BurgerTime, even the arcade, and this was one of the ones described, shown in the old Nintendo official Power Playbook. I've never tried it out, so why not? And $10, why not? Another one to add to the collection. And here's one that has a lot more buzz, a cult favorite, Guardian Legend, legendary shooter, or plus top-down adventure game from Compile, where you have a chick that transforms from lady into a fighter ship. And can't argue with that. I've never tried it before, but it's high time I did, and I've got it right here. Oh, and lastly, I went into a Goodwill while I was over in South Carolina, and all I know is that I remember these commercials for when it came out. They marketed it as, hey, from the director of Spider-Man. And I got the unrated cut for... might be a good thing to watch on Halloween, I don't know. But hey, for a buck or two, why not? Alrighty then, before we sign off, since we got the obligatory Marvel vs. Capcom 2 stuff out of the way, here we're going to show Cable with his messed up family, Mommykins, well, sorta, and Daddy Cyclops, and some of his X-Force compadres. Yeah, we got Jean from the old Love Triangle pack, the X-Factor version of Cyclops, which I've been sticking with for quite a while, and the famous legless Cannonball. Yeah. We got Sunspot. We got the non-X-Force throwback version of Domino, because the version of Domino that was like from X-Force, it was back when it was Copycat disguising herself as Domino instead. I hope they get the mid-90s look for Domino in Marvel Legends form soon. They did it back in the old 5-inch Toy Biz days, and speaking of Toy Biz, we got their Warpath that came with the 2-pack with Deadpool, but not this Deadpool. This, yes, is the new movie reissue Deadpool. The same person who hooked me up with this actually hooked me up with the MvC2 Cable right there. And I was able to leave my 80th anniversary Deadpool on the shelf for this one, and conveniently grab the movie Deadpool, who is on my computer desk. And of course, Deadpool doesn't want to cooperate, march to the beat of his own drum. That's why we love him, and we're going to enjoy seeing him in his upcoming movie. So yeah, some X-Force nostalgia and a family reunion. Good way to close out this video. And let's get another close look. I took the guns from that previous Cable, because, come on, you can't have Cable with dinky little guns like this, especially if you're going for the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 vibe. He's got to have some big freaking guns. This one doesn't exactly fit very well into this hand, though. This one, however, is just fine. So yeah. Big and bulky, unlike the Deadpool, Domino, really. Anyway, big and bulky, unlike the Mezco and Toy Biz blue and yellow cables. And he's not going to cost you a fortune like the Mezco and Revoltech ones. If you can get them, I highly recommend it.